Beginning our Sunrise Smart Start today with a developing story.
4 people were taken into custody after a chase with the Rochester Police Department. According to RPD, around 2 a.m. in the area of Lake Avenue, officers saw a vehicle that they say had been recently stolen in a gunpoint robbery. Officers attempted to pull that vehicle over and it fled. Officers then pursued the vehicle to McGee Street, that is, where the driver and 3 occupants fled on foot. The vehicle left in gear, hit a parked car. We're told all 4 were taken into custody after a brief foot chase. All were issued appearance tickets for unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. There were no injuries reported, and the investigation into the robbery is ongoing.
The Kodak Hawkeye Vaccine Hub in Rochester will begin distributing the Johnson & Johnson vaccine today. It comes about a week and a half after the FDA and CDC lifted a pause on that vaccine.
Eric Hedikost joining us live from that site with more on what you need to know about this. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning, Leah. And the Kodak Hawkeye site isn't the only one that started administering the J&J after the pause was lifted, but also Genesee Community College and the Finger Lakes VA. 15 women developed rare but serious blood clot disorders out of nearly 8 million people given the J&J shot. Here in Monroe County, Public Health Commissioner Dr. Michael Mendoza says there is very low risk, and data shows the benefits far outweigh those occurrences. We caught up with Dr. Nancy Bennett yesterday, who co-heads the Finger Lakes Vaccine Hub. Here's what she had to say.
I really wish that everyone who's unsure about these vaccines would really take the time to have a long, careful conversation with someone they trust. I think the information is irrefutable about the safety and effectiveness of these vaccines, and it's really the only way that we're going to get our lives back.
The Kodak Hawkeye site behind me is no longer taking appointments. You simply can just walk in. In Rochester, Eric Hedikost, News 8.
Well, we'll see if people show up there. Eric, thank you for that. For more information on COVID vaccines, including that Johnson & Johnson shot, head over to our website. We have so much information for you. It's at rochesterfirst.com. President Biden announcing his next goal, 70% of adults vaccinated in the U.S. by the 4th of July. This comes as Pfizer waits for the FDA to approve an emergency use authorization of the vaccine for kids ages 12 to 15.
Joined this morning once again by Washington correspondent Basil John, who is live in D.C. Basil, good morning. How does the president plan to reach that 70% mark in just under 2 months?
Well, good morning, guys. And yes, well, you actually started off by saying it. So the president had laid out a list of objectives that he had, the main one being that he wants that age group, the 12 to 15-year-olds, approved to utilize that vaccine. He just has to wait for the FDA if they're going to give that emergency approval to Pfizer. On top of that, he also wants to increase the number of sites and walk-in locations, and he wants to focus on those people who are still hesitant to get the shot. He keeps emphasizing to those who keep talking about that vaccine hesitancy that as long as they do go and get the vaccine, that will help with health experts and their decision to roll back some of those health mandates, such as wearing masks and even social distancing.
All right, Basil, thank you so much for your report this morning. Here in New York, the state's average positivity rate has reached 1.76%, the lowest it has been since November of last year.
Well, certainly good news there, and looking for more in the forecast on this Wednesday morning as well. Temperature-wise, we're kind of right around where we're going to end up, I think, right, James? It's not going to get too much warmer today, is it?
Stuck in the mud, gum on your shoe, whatever you want to call it. We're not moving much from the 50s. We'll stay there if you're heading out for a little bit of exercise on this Wednesday. Temperatures in the 50s. Next 24 hours, here you go. We do see a drop in the numbers, 40s, maybe even 30s to kick off your Thursday. So there will be a chill in the air as we get into your Thursday. We'll do a bus stop forecast and a last check of your 8-day forecast at the end of the show.
All right, James, thank you. Time now for another check of the roads, our sunrise traffic. Hey, been kind of quiet so far this morning. I'm looking for some wood to knock on. As you see, things flowing nicely over the Douglas-Anthony Bridge right in downtown Rochester. 390, 490, and 590 looking good at this hour, so should be a smooth ride in. All right, to our Family First segment. As you know, lots of folks stopped going to the doctor during the pandemic, and now we're seeing the impact it's having on health.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about this. Doctors say if you skipped your colonoscopy due to COVID, make an appointment now. It could save your life.
This will result, probably, the impact in somewhere in the region between 16 and 17,000 undiagnosed, previously preventable colorectal cancers. 45,000 people will still develop colon cancer this year, and unfortunately we'll lose 52,000 other Americans as a result.
The doctor says people are most at risk for colon cancer starting at the age of 45 unless you have a family history. Then the risk begins earlier. He says you could be living with colon cancer and have no symptoms. That's why routine screening is so important.
Critically important. Thank you. Local leaders looking for solutions when it comes to keeping dirt bikes and other vehicles off the street and cracking down on crashes as well. Mayor Warren and City Council hosting a forum last night about dirt bike safety. Police say they've towed a total of 21 off-road vehicles in the last 2 weeks. City leaders say one possible solution could be setting up a designated area for people to ride.
Maybe we could look at ways to secure some land or space to assure that, people are engaging in this activity in a safe manner.
Our biggest goal is that you're safe. That you're safe and the other motorists that are out on the road are safe.
Well, the county legislature is holding a forum next week as well, talking about the proposal to establish new penalties when it comes to getting these vehicles out of the impound lot. They will vote on that proposal next week as well.
A Hilton family is looking to sue the Hilton School District and the superintendent after an elementary principal was charged with sexually abusing at least 11 students. The family has signed a notice of claim saying the boy was abused by Kirk Ashton beginning in the fall of 2017 as a second grader, and they say the abuse happened each year until 5th grade. The notice also alleges the most recent contact happened this past February.
Well, elsewhere, the attorney of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin wants a new trial in the death of George Floyd on the grounds of alleged juror misconduct. Juror Brandon Mitchell was photographed at the March on Washington last August. That march included speeches from George Floyd's family members. Mitchell says he was only there to support ramping up voter turnout for the 2020 election. Next month, Chauvin will be sentenced after he was found guilty on multiple murder charges last month.
The U.S. trade deficit has reached an all-time high, standing at $74.4 billion. Economists say consumers were busy buying goods from other countries, including cell phones and home furnishings. Exports increased, they say, in March to $200 billion, but imports outpaced exports by more than $74 billion.
All right, have a listen to this. A piece of a rocket launched last week by China is now plummeting toward the Earth, and it's the size of a 10-story building. Scientists say most of that rocket should burn up in the atmosphere, but it is possible large chunks of debris could fall anywhere between New York and Beijing. It would be the largest object to fall from space in the last 30 years. Time now for the GRE Morning Business Report. 3 major drugstore chains now offering same-day COVID-19 vaccine appointments. Walgreens says same-day appointments will be available beginning today. CVS began doing same-day appointments a little over a week ago, and Rite Aid says it will take walk-ins on a limited basis.
Facebook's oversight board is expected to announce whether to indefinitely suspend former President Donald Trump from Facebook and Instagram later today. The social media giant banned Mr. Trump from its platforms after the deadly riot at the U.S. Capitol. In February, the board confirmed it received an appeal on behalf of Trump seeking to reinstate his accounts.
All right, Hyundai recalling more than 390,000 vehicles in both the U.S. and Canada. The company warning Santa Fe Sport models released from 2013 to 2015 could have brake fluid leaks into the anti-lock brake system, leading to an electrical short and potentially a fire. 18 fires have been reported in the U.S. 2019 and 20 Elantras and Konas and Velosters released from 2019 through 2021 have also been recalled due to the risk of fire.
Pharmaceutical giant Pfizer is reporting strong profits in 2021. The New York-based pharmaceutical company reporting it earned Nearly $5 billion in the first 3 months this year. The company and German partner BioNTech anticipate strong earnings from the vaccine and booster shots over the next 3 years.
All right, you might find a few folks talking about this one at the water cooler today, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. That's right. The holiday celebrates the date of the Mexican Army's May 5th, 1862 victory over France at the Battle of Puebla during the Franco-Mexican War. Cinco de Mayo is not Mexican Independence Day, which is a common misconception. It is a relatively minor holiday, as it turns out, in Mexico, but of course here in the States, it has evolved into a commemoration of Mexican culture and heritage.
And an excuse to have a margarita.
Perhaps a margarita.
Right?
And some great Mexican food as well. Yes. That guy's fired up.
Right. You guys get the liquid or the crushed ice for the margarita?
Oh, crushed.
Crushed? Okay.
Right? No?
I feel like I like just the liquid with some ice in it.
Okay.
Yeah. Depending on the day,
I
guess.
I'm not judging.
Okay.
Whatever you like.
A little judgy there. But
No, I'm not judging.
No, okay. All right. Well, maybe we'll swap and
we'll
try
see.
some virgin ones tomorrow morning.
Sounds good.
Why not?
You were supposed to bring in wings today.
I know, right. That's right. I was supposed to cook wings for today. We'll think about it. Maybe Friday.
All right.
I'm just going to keep pushing it back.
We're going to hold you to it.
Right, that's right. Bus stop forecast, we're stuck in the 50s. Don't move much. So dress for the weather right now, because that's where we're going to be this afternoon and really for the rest of the week into the weekend. Mother's Day weekend right around the corner, both Saturday and Sunday, mid-50s. Good news is we're avoiding the rain showers. Maybe a little rain Friday, but otherwise not too bad.
All right. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching News 8 at Sunrise.
Our next update coming up in about 30 minutes. CBS This Morning is up next. Be safe and have a great day.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.